If one Trump has avoided the spotlight just a little, it's Eric. The younger brother of Don Jr. and Ivanka Trump, Eric has had less of a high-profile stake in Donald Trump's political career. But he and his wife Lara still live large. Here's the truth about their lavish lifestyle. Eric Trump and his family called the Seven Springs mansion in Westchester their summer digs. As noted by Forbes, Donald Trump bought the Seven Springs property in 1996 for a cool $7.5 million before dividing the land in order to build 14 individual homes. Eric told Forbes while giving a tour of the property that the palatial 50,000-square-foot home is a significant place for his family, as it's where he not only learned about the construction business from his father, but also where he proposed to his wife Lara. Eric told the outlet, "My father during the summers would always put us to work. We were literally riding mowers around. We were mowing all the fields, cutting down trees and fallen trees, cutting rebar and laying marble and doing electrical work, doing demo work."
And I grew up on bulldozers with him, and that was kind of our bonding moment, right? Instead of playing baseball maybe in the backyard, I would hop on a Caterpillar with my father.
Eric later called the property his former home base before moving out and finding a property of his own. Before the Trump name was synonymous with political slogans, it was largely tied to luxury properties and lavish golf courses. So it comes as no surprise that Donald Trump's sons have followed in his developer footsteps. As noted by Golf Magazine, Eric Trump and Donald Trump Jr. opened their golf course at the Trump International Golf Club in Dubai in 2017. The timing, given that there was intense scrutiny about the president's involvement with the Trump Organization, was questionable, but the two Trump adult children pushed onward. They opened the property during their first joint international business trip since their father's assumption of the White House. The course was built inside a luxurious property that featured about 100 Trump-branded villas, ranging from $1.3 to $4 million. Eric Trump is worth $25 million alone. Yes, a whopping $25 million, according to Forbes. So where did his money come from, you might ask? A couple of business ventures and the family organization, of course. Eric has a luxury duplex located on the property of the Trump National Golf Club in Westchester, and has received much of his wealth from his role as the executive vice president of the Trump Organization. Before he assumed co-control of the company, Eric oversaw much of the golf club and resorts business, but was chosen along with his brother Don Jr. to run the operations after their father assumed office. Additionally, New York City filings tie Eric to two other businesses: his business interests in the Trump Hotel located in Washington, D.C., and the Trump Winery. It seems as though the Trump children have found business success in part because of their father's connections, and that looks to be the case for the Trump Winery. According to Town & Country, Donald Trump purchased the property in Virginia for a, quote, bargain basement price of $8.5 million on a deal that could ultimately be worth $170 million, giving him the 1,100 acres of land and all the winemaking tools needed. After scoring the property, Donald made his son Eric the president of Trump Winery, a role that he continues to occupy. Since its initial purchase, the Trump Winery has grown and features a 23,000-square-foot home, one of many properties within the Trump Hotels company. So how much autonomy does Eric have in running the winery? It's a little questionable. Donald said in a press conference in August 2020 that he owns one of the largest wineries in the United States, even though the winery's website says that it's managed by Eric's company. Going into business with your family sounds complicated. As noted by HuffPost, Lara made $180,000 a year through the private company set up by Donald Trump's campaign manager. She wasn't the only Trump significant other to rake in the big bucks either. Kimberly Guilfoyle, Donald Trump Jr.'s girlfriend, also made the same amount of money, about $15,000 a month. How did HuffPost find out such a juicy detail? Two GOP sources that occupied roles as informal advisors in the White House spoke to the publication, but only under the condition of anonymity. The insiders said that they couldn't confirm when Lara and Kimberly allegedly began receiving the large sums of money from Trump campaign manager Brad Parscale and his company, but assessed that the money was being funneled through the private company to avoid public reporting requirements. Parscale reportedly said before declining to elaborate, "I can pay them however I want to pay them." Because of their connection to Donald Trump, Eric and Lara Trump scored big points on the lavish lifestyle front when they accompanied Donald and the other Trump siblings on a trip to the United Kingdom in June 2019. The Trump family was spread out among the state banquet's attendants, and Eric was separated from Lara, who was pregnant at the time. But still, they got to be in the same room as Kate Middleton, and for that alone, we're jealous. Lara captioned a photo of herself and Eric all dressed up for the evening. Thank you to Her Majesty the Queen for a truly magical evening. So this lavish lifestyle detail borders on uncomfortable, but Eric Trump and his siblings used to have playdates with Michael Jackson, the king of pop and accused child abuser. Apparently, Donald Trump and his first wife, Ivana Trump, were skeptical parents, but never turned down an opportunity for their kids to play with Jackson. She wrote in her book, Raising Trump, "The only person who had an open invitation to come to the triplex for playdates whenever he wanted was Michael Jackson." Jackson lived at Trump Tower during the childhood years of the eldest Trump kids and maintained a close relationship with the family, Ivana wrote. "He'd stop by and chat with Donald and me for 20 minutes, and then he'd go up to the kids' floor to hang out with them for hours and hours. They'd watch MTV, play Mario Brothers or Tetris, and build Trump Tower and Legos." She went on to describe Jackson as a 30-year-old kid. Throughout Donald Trump's time as president, he reportedly spent a lot of time at Mar-a-Lago, his luxury property in Palm Beach, Florida. And it looks like Eric Trump wanted to get in on the area's real estate because he and Donald Trump Jr. took it upon themselves to buy a neighboring property. As noted by Mansion Global, Eric and Don Jr. purchased a Palm Beach mansion for $18.5 million, and it just happens to be the opposite property to Mar-a-Lago. Eric and Don Jr. purchased the mansion through a limited liability company, which listed Eric as the company's president and Don Jr. as the vice president. Eric shared in a statement, "It is a great honor to have purchased one of the finest mansions in Palm Beach. Mar-a-Lago is among the most iconic properties anywhere in the world, and it is very special to be able to add this incredible beachfront estate to the property." Judging from the increasing reports that Donald will make Mar-a-Lago his primary residence after leaving the White House, it makes sense that his sons splurged on a neighboring property. Like her sister-in-law and mother-in-law, Lara Trump has been spotted in some pretty lavish clothes, and she has certainly not shied away from designer outfits. According to the Evening Standard, the Trump women put their fashion on full display during the state banquet hosted by Queen Elizabeth. Lara stunned in a strapless gown from Monique Lillier. In a nod to the royal event and tradition of female royals wearing gloves, Lara paired her look with white elbow-reaching gloves and a simple updo. She's also been seen in some very glamorous outfits, including her inaugural ball gown and her 2020 New Year's Eve look from designer Oscar Lopez. According to its official website, Trump Park East, home to Eric and Lara's penthouse, is dressed in polished granite and marble, and is located directly across from New York City's beloved oasis, Central Park. Residents are treated to white glove service and enjoy the splendors of a door attendant, concierge, laundry, and valet services. To quote the property website, residents enjoy the full scope of luxury treatments.
Laura, we're a long way from home.
I know, this is not North Carolina anymore.
No,
that's for
can you
sure.
believe this?
So how much will a Trump Park East apartment cost you? According to City Realty, a 967 square foot apartment with 2 bedrooms will set you back $2,750,000. So each square foot will cost you about $2,844. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more list videos about people in the news are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.